So, in line with the reading that we just heard, I ask you now to sow generously so that you might reap generously. We are donating food or money to the Old Bridge Pantry today, and we'll be passing around, I was told is an offering basket, collection tray, call it what you may. So for anyone who wants to donate something for the Old Bridge Pantry, it's a good cause. It's on its way, I promise. It's going to come from the back. You just check the louds up. Would you like us to wait? Or you move on to the next speaker?
You can continue the program. Wait. Let's just wait. We'll take 2 minutes. That's fine.
I don't have about 100,000. No mattresses. I take them out flat. I'm sorry.
Our tradition, when we give our offering to God, we sing doxology. So I ask Simpson people to lead us in a doxology, please. Would you all rise? Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all regions below. Praise Him, all glory and be most. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Amen. Please be seated.
Our next speaker, according to the program, is Imam Azhar Hanif. He was actually down in Maryland today and is currently stuck on the turnpike. but we have a very able replacement for him, and I'd like to ask Imam Mubashir Ahmed to come and address us. Imam Sahib is actually visiting us from the West Coast.
Thank you. And you'll tell them that I'm recovering from my heart surgery.
So we're doubly grateful to have him here.
In the name of God, the gracious, the merciful, I begin by the Islamic greeting of Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you all. As you know that I came here to hear Azhar Hanif Sahib, but I was warned that maybe he will be late, so you better get ready. It's a blessing to see the folks from different faith traditions to be together in thankfulness to God and to our country and to each other. We celebrate Thanksgiving once in a year, but I'm going to present, and I know other faith traditions will agree with me, that Thanksgiving is not once in a year deal. It is, from Islamic perspective, each living day and each living moment of our life needs thanksgiving. In Islam, the purpose of life is, in Arabic, the name is ibadah, which we try to translate in English and say worship. But in Arabic, the meaning is far more deeper and wider. In Islam, there are acts of worship, as we all know. We are in a mosque where we worship. But in addition to that, a person who submits to the will of God, and we call him Muslim, and the Quran doesn't call Muslims only those who believe in the Prophet Muhammad and later on. Any person who submitted to the will of God, who might have gone thousands of years before Prophet of Islam came, according to the Quranic terminology, is a Muslim. So Abraham was a Muslim. Ishmael was Muslim. Isaac was Muslim. Jesus was Muslim. Moses was Muslim, because they submitted their will to the will of God in that sense of the word. Now, in the Quran, God has given us not all, but some of His beautiful names that we call, that reflects His attributes, His beautiful attributes. And to worship Him properly, in addition to the acts of worship that we all do in our churches, in our synagogues, in our temples, and the mosques, Islam says that you have to color your life in the colors of God. Or in other words, you have to reflect the attributes of God in your life. You have your heart like a mirror which sees the sun or the light of God, and you pick up the light, and whatever is possible, you reflect it back. In other words, all the beautiful names or attributes of God are for us to ponder upon, to reflect upon, and to imbibe in our lives to reflect. For example, in the very beginning, the first chapter of the Quran was recited, in which 4 attributes of God were recited. That God is the creator of the universes, in plural. God is gracious. God is compassionate. God is a master of the day of judgment. Now these are the only 4 basics out of many, hundreds of them, innumerable them, but at least 99 names are very much famous. Now, we cannot be worshipping God unless we use our creative powers, because God is creator. We have to be creative. That individual and that nation stops being worshipping God when they stop creativity, in any sense of the word, whether it's beauty.